Hello, my beautiful gemstones. Welcome to Friday Night Live Intuitive Oracle with myself and Ghostdragonzw. It is so amazing to see all of you guys here. I am really happy to be here tonight. It's been a really great past couple of days with the release of with how well Danger at Your Door did, thanks to you guys. And now Midnight Visitors was supposed to be out on February 13th. My guides told me that is not a good day. And when I thought back in history to that day in my life, I was like, nah. So I did y'all a favor and myself a favor, okay? And that book is $9.99. Midnight Visitors, the companion book, is $9.99 on Amazon right now. I'll drop the link in a little bit later on. Oh, I love you too, Total. So good to see you guys. Thank you so much for popping in. I hope y'all have been watching my shorts. I've been trying to do some funny stuff, trying to get a good laugh out of you guys. And Edna, yes, hello. Mama Cindy Lee, Miss Lotus Girl, Total. What's that song? There's a song by the group Total. Tell me what you want from me. Blue Crossroads, what's up, sweetie? Mike Roberts going to be a little late. Better late than never. Yeah, Edna's back. Sir Raymond. Watching ads. Cowie. The new do. Well, thank you. I did get a new wig today, but I'm not wearing it right now. Nicole Perone, what is up? So yeah, guys, on Tuesday afternoon talk, I was really excited to have that stream. Ghost Dragon study might be a little late. No big deal. And I set it all up. So my son had off for MLK Day on Monday. And then Tuesday, it was supposed to be a delayed opening for almost no snow. And it ended up being a full day off for almost no snow. Then Wednesday had a late start. And then yesterday, and then today had an early dismissal half day. So I got almost no work done. But what happened with afternoon talk, so I've been watching, I believe it's called Unified, UNIFYD TV. It's an app. They give you a 7-day free trial. And after that, I think it's like $15 a month. For me, it was very worth it because I was watching the Disclosure series. And now the Pyramid Codes. No, it's okay. And so he leaves. And the Pyramid Codes. And so much of that stuff that the guy Ray said in that show is stuff that has been given to me by my guides, by spirit, and that I've picked up throughout the years with my gifts and abilities, but I've been so afraid to try to discuss, even publicly on my channel, even with you guys, because some of it really is wild and out there. But for me, it was such a deep and immense confirmation about so many things. I wanted to talk about that. So then I was like, he had no school. It started with a delayed opening. Then it was no school for literally an inch of snow on the ground. And if my little wooded back road was plowed and cleared, I know the highways were better. So I felt a little conspiratorial stuff going on in the background there. Let me bring in the dragon and let's just get started because I'm excited. Yes, Miss Lotus Girl. I told Darling Deb, I'm like, you and Lotus Girl, you guys have to watch this. I think you guys would really love it. But then you had already watched it. You probably mentioned it to me, and it was one of those things that I wrote down and then completely forgot all about. Holy crap, how interesting, though. So I don't know where Ghost Dragon Lee is. All right, so...
Sorry, I had to go to the bathroom. I was waiting for everybody to get out. Hi, everybody. I'll say my highs as I call names.
Well, Aunt Edna, we had more today. So today he had a half day, but even then, like, we really didn't need to have the half day. So today I kind of understood it, but Tuesday made absolutely no sense to me as far as that. So I lost a ton of work. So Monday's upload, it is coming because I did manage to get that done. So for the regular pre-recorded and then for members, it's just a little bit shorter than normal. Guys, I know so many of you purchased Danger at Your Door. If you did and you didn't yet rate it and review it on Amazon, please, that helps me so much. Like, you guys don't even know how much that helps the author. And Midnight Visitor is a companion book. It's also available on Audible, like the rest of them, Kindle, paperback, and it is $9.99 on Amazon. All right, so get you that. I want to see that one go #1 too. I don't know how that happened. Like Danger at Your Doorstep, it took like 3 days, and then all of a sudden it blew. So that was pretty awesome. I'm trying to line up interviews, but nobody's getting back to me. So we'll see. We'll see how
It's
it goes.
amazing when you're #1 in travel.
Yes. I stayed #1 on Amazon for 4.5 days. And normally the turnover rate, because anyone can really upload a book on Amazon. So for it to stay more than a few hours or like a day was spectacular, like miraculous to me. And then when I looked, I was like, #1 still in travel, the travel category. Like what? But
You
hey,
traveled to see the BEKs traveled to see you, so that's
they travel the world, right? All right, guys, let's get started. I've got some more not new decks, but some more new old decks from Mom's house.
Snyder, Kai.
Cowie.
Are you good? Cowie. I always screw it up. You have to forgive me. Are you going to stick around for your reading?
Oh, yeah. Anyone who has to leave early,
let us know, please.
Make sure we get you in if you want a reading.
Okay, you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
You sure?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, I am too, I guess. Oh, you, Edna.
And it's Edna.
Dear Edna. Hello, dear.
Edna,
I hope you're feeling good today.
And Edna, I am going to use the Night Fairies Oracle. I was talking about this one last week. It popped into my head, and I'm so glad I was able to find it. All right. I hope everyone had a great week. Spiritual travel, maybe. Like, I don't know how it got there, but I was excited because it kept me at #1 for a longer time. And getting that #1 for my second book was really great. And it meant a great deal to me. And I'll always be thankful for the person who put their name on the book, even though they didn't do any of the work, so that I could. That was more than likely the reason at the time that I got the #1 title. This one I did all by myself on my own merit with my own name, and it was self-published. So for this one to hit #1 meant, not that it doesn't always mean a lot, but this one specifically was a huge deal for me, a milestone in my life. And of course, my little Wi-Fi thingy just popped up. Let me turn my phone off Wi-Fi to at least not pull so much from it. It's gone, but I'm going to do it anyway. All right, there we go. So, Anna, you got card number 14 in the Paolo Barbieri Night Fairies deck. That is the card of transformation. The ugly duckling has grown up. Oh, thank you. This is one of my old fairy forests. Remember, I have two. I have the bright pink one, and then I have this one. The Fairy of Transformation calls us to embrace the power of change in our lives. From the ugly gray gosling to the beautiful and polished swan, we are called to be in a cycle of constant change and growth as we progress through our lives. Letting go, embracing change, out with the old Aunt Edna and in with the new, baby girl. The swan totem welcomes us to meditate on the nature of change and embrace the cycle of our evolution and growth. Visualize yourself transforming from the ugly duckling to the beautiful swan, rolling through the changes and welcoming them as you spread your wings and embrace who you are. Perhaps jot down any thoughts in a journal at the end of any meditations. In times of tumultuous change in your life, remember to take some time to journal as you welcome the Fairy of Transformation into your heart. After all is said and done, try to look back on your journal after some time to see if perhaps your fears or hesitations were unfounded. What did you learn? Was the change you went through ultimately for the better? Is there a wall behind the background? Oh, yeah, this is...
No, she's talking about our picture. Didn't you even look at our picture?
No.
Look, hold on. Before
okay,
you finish. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I just don't want to lose the thought.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I do mean to show them in the beginning before I'm like right there. And obviously you've grown already from the ugly duckling to the beautiful swan. But I feel like there's more transformation to come. There's more for you to grow into. And I don't think you saw this coming. You may have felt like you were at a certain point in your life. Oh, my back itches. And, you know, you were where you needed to be, ever growing and going higher and elevating, but not in such a what's the word, like, it's like big, not in such a major way, I guess would be the right way to say it. This is something completely and totally different that you're moving into right now, and you didn't see it coming. You felt pretty comfortable where you were at spiritually, maybe mentally, even physically. And the universe is saying that everything that's happening, yes, it's a pain in the behind. You know, yes, you're confused. Yes, you may be unhappy with it. But at the end of the day, it is going to lead to greater spiritual ascendance and transformation for you, the likes of which you never even aspired to. You know, like you never even thought some of the things, the great, amazing things that are going to be coming in because of this trauma that's happened to you. Like you never even thought possible. It never would have even popped into your head. Once you get through this, and you will get through this, you are going to once again feel like, instead of like you went from the ugly duckling to the beautiful swan, you're going to feel like you never transformed until that point. You're going to feel like you didn't even realize you were the ugly duckling the entire time. You know what I'm saying? Like you were like a newborn spirit this entire time, because what you're about to transcend into is so spectacular and miraculous. You had no idea it was coming. So all you have to do is hang on. In the next week or two, maybe try some new meditations, maybe try dream journaling. I always tell you guys, like, I know a lot of light workers specifically cannot remember their dreams. Wake up in the morning, the first 5 words that come to your mind, write them down. Do that for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and then look back. And I guarantee you, for the most part, for most of you, it will start to like tell a story that will totally make sense as to what's happening in your life. All right, let's see the background. It's so cute.
Isn't it adorable?
I always try to remember to leave it up before like I'm there. Last time I tried and I forgot all about it. Or I thought that I had done it, but I didn't. But Ghost Dragon goes through, I don't want to say goes through a lot to put those up, but he does choose them wisely. So I got to give credit where
I go
credit's
through a
due.
lot.
You
Believe
do
me,
a
I'm
really
real
good
picky
job.
about what I get. So,
hello, Miss Pixie. Hello, Roger Blair. If you've been remembering your dreams again, you don't have to like write down. If you want to write down like the whole dream, sit and take the time to do that. That's fine. Write down again 5 to 10 words about the dream that'll make sense to you when you go and look back. My clothes kind of do match it, right? I don't have any pink on, but I do have the nice light baby blue.
it worked out.
And my lipstick. 3 pinks. Who's next?
Edna, and she wants a reading. Did you guys ever touch base?
No. I told you I was going to bring that up tonight, and I forgot about it. So thank you for bringing it up.
That's what secretary dragons are for.
Yeah, Edna, you do have my number, but if texting me doesn't work for you, I will go through the email and respond to the one you sent me. And I can get that done for you, because I only have 3 left from the regular ones I do every month, and I'm taking care of those Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So, oh guys, Monday, the pre-recorded Monday, what is it? What are we talking about? Oh, the mind control model, Candy Jones. So she was a famous pinup girl and radio host in the 40s and 50s. She did like paranormal radio with her second husband. And they ended up uncovering these crazy memories from MK Ultra, you know? And then for guys, I had to do it on the fly. I had 1.5 days to script both, edit both, film both, and come up with the idea for both. So give me a break. But for members only, it is the Black Flash Phantom entity. Don't forget, guys, members only videos will go up at noon Eastern time on Mondays, and they will stay up until, 12 or 1 o'clock on Tuesday as a public video. Then they'll go back to members only until I get enough members that I won't my algorithm won't be dragged way down. And Edna, please do. And if you need me to email you my number again, it's just easier for me for quick things like that, because I check emails maybe once a week. And it's just, I am so bad with emails. Who's next?
Cindy Lee. Dear Cindy Lee. Hello, Cindy Lee. And your memes.
Oh my God, I'm so glad you didn't stop doing them.
She's really picking on me. I'll tell you what.
It makes me feel just so special. And my mom gets a kick out of them. She thinks they're hilarious. My son, my 5-year-old, thinks they're hilarious. They're like refreshing. I wake up in the morning and I'm just like, this is going to be a great day. They're so funny. And a lot of them are so accurate. All right. I'm using the Talisman Oracle. I know. She's like, I can't stop. Don't stop. All right. You got the card of passion. Speaking of passion, something that you're passionate about. Let's see. So I remember something weird with this deck. I don't know if it's going to be under passion, or there's a picture of like a deer or like an elk here. It'll be under that, or a buck. Let's see. LMNOP. Yep, there it is. It is under passion. Just kidding. Allow your passion to rise up, Cindy. Sometimes we try to suppress our desires to fit the social expectations and quote unquote norms, but we can use this powerful force to thrive in a personal or professional matter as well. Our passion for life is immense because it comes from a place of love, always. This feeling is the ultimate and most powerful energy that we can emit. Be passionate about what you do and about what you believe in. Do not carry out decisions based on fear, worry, guilt, or shame. That state of mind can only bring the same type of negative feelings back to you. Choose the best version of yourself and project that passion out into the universe. Use this card. So you don't have the deck of cards, obviously, so it would be the image if you want to focus on it, or if you need to come back, and use it when you need to strengthen your beliefs, elevate your thought frequency, and project your passion. Spend some time envisioning your ideals and goals, and then go for it. And your affirmation for the next week or two, Cindy, is life is powerful. Here's the thing. I got into a bit of a pickle with someone I care for very dearly, because I don't do politics, guys. I don't do it on my channel for a reason. I feel like everyone still can love everyone else, regardless of if we have the same views and opinions. But with the political climate nowadays, there are some people that get very serious and very hurt, even to the point of devastation, over somebody having an opposing opinion. And I don't ever want to judge anyone for that, because I don't know what would make someone do that. I can't get angry over stuff like that. And I'm so passionate, though, about certain issues that when this person sent me this article, I was like, well, do you expect me to agree with you on this? And it became tense. I was able to get my opinion across, and this does pertain to the reading, in a way that I was able to let this person know I am passionate in the other direction than them, but that it was still okay. We can still be friends, and we can agree to disagree, or just disagree. Mama Cindy, what I'm seeing here is you're finding a whole new part of yourself. You're finding a whole new way of being, of expressing yourself. Maybe a whole new set of beliefs or ideals. And some people around you, and it could even be like you inside, there's like this insecurity from you, or the people around you are like, well, where did this come from? Who are you supposed to be? I get that a lot, because my personality now is a lot different than it was in addiction, but I'm also older. I've lived more life. I have more experience. I've learned more things. I feel like your challenge in the next week or two, Cindy, it's going to be just being who you are and being passionate about what it is you're passionate about now. It doesn't matter if 5 years ago you went in the complete opposite direction. And this could be about something very serious and very important, or something very small, like, you like making memes. There's always going to be someone that has something to say. Big, small, important, indifferent, it doesn't matter. Somebody is always going to be uncomfortable with the changes that we make because they're not able to either be passionate about something, they haven't found their passion yet, or they're afraid that they're going to lose their role in your life because of a newfound passion. Don't let that stop you from doing anything. I feel like the next week or two, you're going to really have the opportunity to come into this new part of yourself. It doesn't mean you have to change completely. It doesn't mean you're becoming a different person. It just means parts of you are shifting and changing and learning and growing and transcending. And that is okay. Don't fight it. Don't think, well, just because 5 years ago I believed this, I have to believe that now. No, you are allowed to change your mind from what you believed an hour ago. If you learn some new information, or maybe you're seeing things from a different angle. Don't let other people take the joy away from you of being who you truly are. You could be someone today and feel completely like a different person tomorrow, and that's okay. There are so many different parts of us, Cindy, that are authentic. Everyone thinks like there's a face we show the world and there's a face in private. Yeah, that's true. But both those parts, all of the parts of us, our work face, our relationship face, our mom face, our dad face, they're all still us. And it's okay to be expressive and proud of those parts of ourselves. And anyone who can't deal with that, that is a them problem. And I mean that in the nicest possible way, a them problem. Melissa Nicole, thank you so much, my sweetheart, Miss Bacon Girl, starting the night off right. Who's next?
Lotus. Focus.
Yeah. Let me think about this one for a minute. All right, we're going to use Deep, Dark, and Dangerous, the Blue Crossroads deck. And she said, yay! You're welcome, guys. Melissa, thank you again, sweetie. I've been trying to do funny shorts lately. My 5-year-old thinks they're hilarious. So how about someone, I'm so glad my mom's moving because someone knocked on her door. Now, nobody has ever knocked on my mom's door in all the years she's lived in that house. People usually will knock on my door because they'll see like, my husband's cars or something like that, but they've even stopped doing it. And I live way off the road. My mom lives right there in a little house on a street. They knock on our door. She said it was a regular looking guy wearing a backpack. And he told her, excuse me, ma'am, I live 3 houses down. We made too many trays of macaroni and cheese. And we ran out of aluminum foil to wrap it with. My mom was like, I don't have any. Bye. Like my mom, like she's worse than I am with like people, like if you don't know her, like you probably shouldn't, like she'll get to know people, but it was the weirdest thing. So I told her, I'm like, I'm really glad you're moving closer to me because that neighborhood's getting kind of bad. I knew what they were about. Oh, that's so awesome. Yes. My daughter wants monthly readings now. She loved the first reading so much. She was blown away. I'll pay for hers too. Yes, let's do it. She will be on the monthly list. Absolutely. I love that. Oh, Mama Cindy, not at all. He is going to love that. He already thinks I'm famous because, like, some people will mockingly be like, oh, you're fans, and he hears that and doesn't understand sarcasm. But then he sees like YouTube on TV, you can watch the app. So he thinks I'm on TV. So he already thinks I'm famous. So that is just going to blow his mind. Awesome. Thank you.
He cracked me up one day. He goes, I call you Steven, but I know you're our famous dragons.
The other day he goes, you're a grandpa.
He puts up the GGs in his thing and he goes, great grandpa.
No, Mama Cindy, I definitely appreciate you asking, but I have no issue. Not for you, because he would absolutely love that. He would get a kick out of it. Yeah, my mom thought it was really funny too when you guys were playing Fortnite and he was calling you Steve.
Oh, I was gonna ask what she was saying about that.
She was laughing. She's like, he's calling him Steve. I was like, yeah. Melissa, yeah, that's what I thought she was going to say, that they said, oh, we made too much mac and cheese here. Now, don't they realize, like, she lives there? She knows who lives 3 houses away. And if you make too much food and you need to borrow some sugar or milk or aluminum foil from your neighbor, are you going to throw your backpack on and then go walking off in the opposite direction? She calls them the tweakers, and I mean, that is kind of what they are. But I did buy her pepper spray, hot pink pepper spray for Christmas. Finally, that thing that happened yesterday is what finally got her to go and learn how to use the pepper spray, and now she keeps it in her pocket because she goes outside to smoke. All right, Lotus Girl, without further ado, we got Persephone, the journey. All right. You guys are so amazing. Bear spray. Yeah, I had to get it. My mom's like, you know, she's very nervous. She's never, ever, ever lived alone, my mother. She's always lived with, you know, her first husband, my dad, and then my stepdad. She's never been on her own. So even though Damien's there, she's still the parent. So she feels like the protector. And like me, I'm not, she's always like, you're not scared of anything. And it's like, well, I am, but I had to protect my mom, you know? I could just picture my mom in a self-defense class. All right. Lotus Girl, to rise, to get where you wish to go is a process and a journey. While catalysts to change can appear overnight, transformation rarely does. Be patient. There is a season for everything. Work with the cycles, the seasons, the moon, the sun. There is a time for introversion, extroversion, growth, and stillness. The tale of Persephone is one of the most well-known ancient myths of Western civilization. Persephone's kidnapping by Hades and her descent into the underworld and the consequences of her mother Demeter's grief is an iconic story of change and growth. After falling in love with Persephone from afar, Hades goes to his brother Zeus, the leader of all gods, for permission to marry her. Zeus says yes and agrees that he will speak to Persephone's mother Demeter, goddess of agriculture and the seasons, and the girl herself, but Zeus forgets and a lot of time passes. Hades gets impatient and Zeus is hard to find, so he seizes Persephone while she's simply picnicking with friends and takes her down to the underworld. Demeter searches for her missing daughter across the earth and cannot find her. In her grief, she stops helping the plants to grow, the weather becomes poor, and all agriculture dries up. The race of humans then suffers a great famine, and many die. Meanwhile, Persephone is frightened by the audacity of the kidnap and the underworld itself, yet she's treated with respect. Hades wishes to marry her and thus offers her a queendom, and with that she will become the co-ruler of the realm of the underworld and the dead. She will become powerful and a wife. As she is not dead and still has worldly needs, she's also offered food. A juicy pomegranate with ruby red seeds is given to her, but what she doesn't realize is that if she takes food while in the underworld, she will be a part of that world and have to stay there. Up above on the earthly plane, men cry out for help to Zeus, and he hears. He asks Demeter to give the earth its fecundity again, but she refuses until Persephone can be found. By this time, some other gods know who took her, so Zeus goes to Hades to negotiate. Demeter demands her daughter's return outright, but there is an issue now. Persephone has taken food. She has eaten 6 pomegranate seeds and so must stay with Hades. Zeus brokers a deal. Like, you ever have trouble swallowing? That for 6 months, Persephone will stay with Hades and will be his queen. The other 6 months, after journeying up from the underworld, she will spend with her mother on the earth's surface. She is escorted up through the darkness by her friend Hecate, the torchbearer who illuminates the way. This is clearly a complex story with many themes, but one is that it's the story of cycles and transformation, life stages, and the struggles and triumphs of the journey. For example, in ancient Greece, when a young woman was married, she left childish things behind, left home, and joined the family of her husband. Her birth family were both sad and happy at this, and there was often a period of adjustment for the bride. Although losing her identity and freedom as a maiden, the bride is made queen of her new home and has responsibility over her own realm. With the birth of children, the cycle repeats. The overarching idea here, too, is about the journey of the change of the seasons. We see how winter is death and rest, spring is renewal and growth, and summer brings all to peak fruition, then transforms again into the contraction of autumn. Change and transition are everywhere and constant. We see the natural cycles as equally important. There are times to feel introverted and extroverted, energetic and restful, happy and sad. None are better than the other. So your plant companion is pomegranate, and your crystal companion is garnet, okay? So first of all, I want to say, if you have garnet, work with it. Red, green, it doesn't matter. I am seeing like a lot of red, which makes sense because it is January and garnet is January's birthstone. There's a lot going on. Tennille, when I focused, I've been thinking about the situation you asked me to meditate upon tonight, like for weeks now, ever since we started talking about it, since your last reading, the reading I did for the company itself and Porky Pie, okay? Here's the thing. I don't know if I know that what's happening with you guys is the catalyst for a major change, okay? So the catalyst for this change is coming through the actions you guys are taking. What's up, Long Island Bigfoot? Thank you for stopping in. The catalyst for change is coming through the action you guys are taking. But it's kind of like when a law changes because somebody dies a certain way and the law is not able to protect the person who passes, but it will protect everyone in the future. I feel something like that. So things may not move as swiftly and as smoothly as you would like them to, but you have set the ball in motion for things to be exposed. I don't know what's going on specifically, but I keep seeing like exposure. I keep hearing expose, expose, exposed, exposed. So it's like you guys are setting in motion a chain of events that's going to, in the long run, help you guys very, very much. And in the short term, change things for the better for everyone around you as well. This is bigger than what's happening with you. You guys just happen to be the catalyst for the start of the ball rolling. So while I don't see this ending badly at all, and I do see you guys getting everything you want, it's not going to be neat and smooth. And it may not happen as quickly as y'all think you need it to, because there is some bigger stuff at play here. There's a bigger picture. There are other people. There's other things at stake here. Fight back as hard as you can without fear that it's going to jeopardize anything having to do with you or your business. Pull your energy back from it just a little bit so it stops affecting your physical health the way that it does, because this does have a lot to do with your physical health and things that keep constantly going wrong or recurring physical issues. You guys are going to be fine. You're going to get the answers that you need. You're going to come out on top. And I feel like you're going to gain so much more than you even have in your mind right now. But it's going to take longer, and I feel like it's going to be a little bit of disappointment before the big picture transformation happens in the situation. There's corruption, and I feel like the steps that you guys are taking, only really, to help yourselves out with your business. You're trying to get all these things done. It's going to expose some, I would say, shenanigans going on. And I feel like a lot of people that you guys don't even realize are going to be behind you, and change is going to happen on a much grander scale than just hillbilly towing.
Okay.
Well,
next is,
I'm sorry, honey. You know what, Lotus? That actually makes sense, because I said it to Ghost Dragons before we started that's what I was getting, that some sort of major change is happening like in the background as far as like laws, or it was weird what I was seeing. And I did say that to him. That is what it's going to take a while, and it's going to take some fight. But in the end, you guys are going to persevere. This is the universe putting you guys through this to benefit not only you guys, but other people too, because other people that this is happening to may not have the will or the means to fight back. Maybe you guys, don't feel like you can do it, but you definitely can. Otherwise, the universe wouldn't have tasked you with it. You guys are going to be the representatives for so many other people. Smoochie girl. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. I was just trying to read. Okay, your next person is Total Guerrera.
And usually if you refresh, because mine says 18.
Did he want one? I know sometimes he does.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. I mean, I think so.
Okay.
Total, I'm going to use energy and spirit. Yeah, paranormal pixie. And I know you probably just have to refresh. Yeah, Blue Crossroads, you know what? That's exactly what's going on. Like there's so much more big picture stuff happening here behind the scenes that Lotus and her husband aren't even really aware of right now, but you will be. You're going to be like the advocates. Do you mind? The advocates for something much bigger than yourselves and everything that you're going through. See the plane on fire in the sky? No. Oh, plane on fire. I'm thinking Fire in the Sky, the movie. I'm like, what's going on? I did not see that. Okay. Total, you got animal totems. Card number 27 in the upright position, animal energy and powers. This card reveals the presence of some powerful animal totems who want to share their unique energies with you. Totems are natural objects or animals with which you feel a deep energetic connection. Any animal can become your totem if you see it repeatedly or if you feel a strong resonance with it. Animal totems bring spirit messages and bestow special energies that are unique to their animal's earthly experience. On this card, for example, the leopard represents great personal power and grace. The owl shares wisdom and clairvoyance. Deer, quote unquote, medicine brings new perceptions and enhanced physical senses. The fox vibrates with sexual energy, fertility, and feminine expression. The hawk bears messages about your life purpose and visionary powers. From insects to elephants, the world is filled with endless examples of helpful energies from nature. Be open to their many blessings. Affirmation: animal blessings abound in my life. I am open to all the wonderful qualities, energies, and messages they offer. So, okay, I don't like cards that get so specific about spirit animals, or even plant medicine and things like that, because not everybody is into that. Like, I don't have pets. I've never been really a pet person except for, a cat or two. But what I would take from this for you, Total, is you may be having some dreams of a particular animal, or you may be seeing a particular animal over and over again. And I want you to take this as an angelic number type thing. So an angelic number is like, I constantly, twice a day, basically every day, Sunday through Saturday, see 1, 2, 3, 4, both times when it's on the clock. And I know what that angelic number means. I feel like there is something coming into your life, some type of energy, higher vibrational, based on whatever this animal is. So, for instance, you hear an owl hooting and then you turn on the TV and there's an owl, and then you are walking down the street and you see a white owl package on the ground. Like, you're just constantly being reminded of the owl, the owl, the owl. Look into that medicine and that magic from that animal and prepare to use it in whatever you're going through. Now, this is very general and very vague. That's why I don't like getting these kinds of cards for one card readings. I will also say, if you have a pet, well, that's how you tell your spirit animal, is by an animal that you feel like you just look at it and think it's so beautiful and you just resonate with it. Like you feel a special connection to it. Okay. If you have any kind of pet or animal in your life, I don't know why I'm seeing dogs. So maybe if you don't have a pet dog, there's going to be like a stray dog around you. I feel like the animal is trying to tell you something. Okay. This could have to do, this reading has taken a turn for the weird, with your physical health. Don't blow off any doctor's appointments. Any little thing that you feel is physically wrong, just go and get it checked out. Don't leave it stagnant. Don't leave it stale and like staying there. And also, I do feel like it's very important to find out what your spirit animal is so we can look at it together, or you can just look it up and see what energy is coming in for you. I'm so sorry. I don't like getting cards like that again for one card, because I don't know what that possibly means, because I don't you know, if I was doing a personal, I would pull from the spirit animal deck, and then we'd see, where is it? Hold on one sec, guys. If you guys don't mind, let me just try something. Oh, yeah, I definitely need more cards. I need more decks for sure. Total, I'm going to pull from the Archangel Animal deck and just see if we can get some more information. Yeah, I know, but I don't like giving incomplete readings like that. And I never do this, but I don't like when animal and plant medicine come up. You got the cat. I don't know what your thoughts are, feelings are about cats. Be relaxed, be independent. What's up, Miss Julie girl? Let me read this one real quick and then we'll move on, guys. When you receive this card, you are reminded that everything you need to know is already inside of you. Take time to let yourself relax and surrender to the divine in order to access your innate wisdom and knowing. Then be aware you will be raising your frequency as well as that of all those around you. When you are centered and calm, Archangel Raphael connects with you and your psychic and spiritual awareness develops. You spread peace, love, and healing. Be centered in yourself. Be centered in yourself. Being centered in yourself confers protection on you, your home, and your loved ones as the universe watches over you. It also enables the angelic realms to bring you your heart's desire. You are invited to be courageous and independent today and to do what's right for you. Remember that if something is for your highest good, it's for the highest good of those around you too. Yeah, definitely watch any kind of temptation to, I don't believe a cat is your spirit animal. You know, I very rarely will see like a cat, a domestic cat, be it someone's spirit animal, a domestic dog, but it could be a type of cat: jaguar, cheetah, lion, tiger, you know, puma. This is you making the right decision for you and knowing, okay, any opportunities that are coming in, you make the right decision for you. It's okay to ask other people for advice or what they would do, but at the end of the day, you have to be the one to make this decision. And you making the best decision for yourself is going to also be you making the best decision for those you're responsible for. Anybody who can't understand that, they're going to have to, you know, move on. Do not, Total, let anyone influence your decisions on anything in the next week or two. I feel like you have something really important that's coming up, that's coming in, and you are going to have to make the decision on your own. You know you're on mute, right? Okay.
My screen froze.
Oh, I didn't know. I saw you and I'm like, okay.
No, not you, but everything on my screen just kind of stopped, but I could hear everybody. It was weird.
Total, go put them to bed. You got this. Good night. Thank you for stopping in.
Okay, next is blue.
Blue. I'm going to use the signs of the times. Guys, I'm already working on book 5, Gemma's Campfire Stories. I'm trying to find a way to turn it into a series that isn't listener encounters. So I'm going to have to do, you know, like Missing Persons Mystery does, where they have the voiceover and the stock footage. I'm trying to learn how to do that so I can do Campfire Stories with Gemma. Either that or listener encounters are going to be Campfire Stories with Gemma. They're going to go along with the book, and there are going to be encounters that I tell on the videos in the book. I may even do it live, but I found reading live is really icky for me because if I make a mistake, like I can't just edit it out, you know? If you didn't pick it up yet, Midnight Visitors, it's $9.99 on Amazon, available Kindle and Audible. Guys, the companion book, Encounters with Black-Eyed Kids, encounters only to go with danger at your door. Oh, crow squawking, a lot of people think that that's bad, but a lot of the times it's not. It can be, but that's generally when you have other very negative, lower vibrational stuff going on or people around you, Cindy. Normally, it's a message coming through. Yeah, and they do. They say it's a message. I don't know what kind of message. Oh my gosh, guys. Blue Crossroads. So I'm saying message, message, message. You got card number 7, the feather, the card of messages. Oh, Henry the Crow. That's so cute. An encounter with a feather is the equivalent of a divine special delivery. If you find a feather on a walk or randomly notice one out of your window, it's connecting you to the wonder of the spiritual world. Be open and receptive to the messages the universe is sending at this time. The black feather pictured in the sand is a message that you are surrounded by your angels and a reminder to be open to their wisdom and to their guidance. A divine presence is watching over you and wants to pass along an encouraging message. Remain open to the insights you receive at this time. Blue, you are being gifted with information that will assist you in your journey, but you'll have to stop and listen first. The color of the feather you come across has its own special meaning. Doesn't say what that is, so you're going to need to look it up. On additional meanings, you're on the right path. Pay attention to spiritual messages. Someone wants to communicate with you. Look out for a meaningful phone call, text, or email. Now, I'm getting twofold here. So something spirit coming into your dreams, trying to give you a divine message, as has happened to you as recently as the past few months. But I'm getting more of a like an actual someone reaching out to contact you about something. What this is going to be really important because like with what I said with total, it's like a major important, it's going to come out of the clear blue sky. I don't think it's anything that you've been expecting, but it's like, oh, wow, now I have this option on the table. Wasn't even thinking about that. It may throw a little bit of a wrench in the works, but you have to decide if whatever message this person through email, through text, through phone call, I don't think it's going to come in person. I do think it's going to be some kind of electronic message. You have to be the one to decide if this is something you want to pursue or something you want to get involved in. I don't feel like it's going to be bad one way or the other. It's just a matter of, are you ready for whatever or whoever this is in your life right now? Or do you want to put it to the side and kind of see what happens going forward? Okay. I do feel like whatever this message is, it's going to be so unexpected that you may not want to deal with it right away. And it's okay. Just make sure that you let whoever's waiting for an answer, regardless of what it's about, let them know that like you're not really ready. You're not in the right place in your life. Or if you do decide to go for whatever this is, a new job, maybe, and this is just a silly example, maybe you're suddenly going to get the opportunity to live in Canada and you weren't even looking at Canada. You never thought of living in Canada, but the opportunity for a job there is just so amazing. You can't pass it up. Or you get offered that same job in Canada and you're like, I don't think I'm ready for that right now. The same thing I told Total, little theme here already going on. Do not let anyone else influence your decision. It's okay to ask advice. It's okay to receive the advice, accept it. What it's not okay is to let someone try to bully you, manipulate you, talk you into doing things their way because they can see that you're in a vulnerable position. Now is the time to make your own choices and stand in those choices, stand behind those choices for better, for worse, for right, for wrong.
Okay. Next is Raymond.
Cindy Norris, it's incredibly rare that
Who's going to address that?
That a crow will be like a portent of death. A deceased crow randomly like on your doorstep or on your windowsill, maybe I would say, be careful. That might be a lower vibrational message, maybe. As far as them just squawking around, my mom's terrified of them. She always thinks they're just bad luck. They're actually not. They're actually extremely smart, very, very high vibrational birds. So if anything, it's trying to give you a message that you'll be able to interpret either through a dream, if you want to go into meditation, or if you kind of just take the time to sit there and hear what else pops into your head while you're listening. That's your message. Your guides will give it to you if you ask.
Can I add something to that?
Yes.
Crows and ravens will also mourn the dead. So if they feel tragedy around them, they will mourn with you. Hey, Andrew. Okay, next is
Hey,
Raymond.
Andrew. That is so true. Ghost Dragons, absolutely, Miss Cindy. And Blue Crossroads, that's crazy, because that's the picture I was seeing. I just thought it was silly because it just came out of the clear blue sky to me, but it would have, because we didn't talk about that. Raymond, let's use Anne Stokes Gothic. We found a red-tailed hawk this morning. Wow. Oh my gosh. Power of 3. Cooperation. If, God forbid, that were to happen, Mama Cindy, the crow would have nothing to do with it. Not in that instance. 3 wolves take their place around a young woman. All 4 of them are poised and ready to jump into action. The symbol of the triquetra has been etched into the ground before them, meaning power of 3. While the power of 3 could refer to the help of the 3 wolves, the woman's familiars, it signifies any kind of cooperation or teamwork. Each member of the group has their part to play. Like the cogs in a machine, things will work less effectively if one of them is missing. If you have drawn this card, Raymond, it means that the team is of great importance. You may be able to solve a problem or take on a new responsibility alone, but do you have to? Sometimes jobs can be more enjoyable when you share the experience with others. Are you carrying your workload and doing your part? Are others shouldering responsibilities that you should be dealing with, or is it someone else who has become lax? The power of 3 reminds you of the strength of the group and not the individual. It is often when we all join together that great success happens. You are definitely either already pulling way too much weight for somebody else, or it's about to happen. So somebody is not pulling their own weight in some form in your life, whether it's a romantic relationship, Raymond, whether it's the people you work with, your employers, your employees. Somebody's like, oh, well, I've got Raymond will just do that. I don't feel like doing that today. Raymond will do it for me. You know what I'm saying? Because you've been Mr. Dependable or Mr. Reliable in some form in someone's life for so long that they're now just taking for granted the fact that you're going to pick up their slack. The universe is saying you don't have to be mean or rude about it. And yeah, whatever this is does have to get done. But once you do your part, as hard as it might be, leave it at that. People also need to be held accountable, not only for their actions, but for their inaction as well. And I feel like you're trying to help somebody so much that you don't even realize you're getting sucked into, like, I don't know if it's enabling them or if it's just they no longer have to deal with reality or with life or with something because you're there. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, expect a phone call specifically, maybe a knock at the door, but I think a phone call of someone being like, you're not going to believe what happened. You got to help me. But it's like the same old story. It's time for you to put your foot down and understand that energy works on a scale of reciprocity. We can't just always give without receiving, at least some of the time. And ideally, all the relationships in our lives should be as balanced as possible and as reciprocal as possible. There is someone here, Raymond, at least one person that is taking way too much, and they're taking it for granted that they can just do that because you're just going to allow them to get away with it. Not in the next week or two. I feel like it could end up being a hard lesson to have to teach, but you're going to have to do it. Could be whoever this is in your life that's just like, I don't know, like, I'll give you an example. There's someone in my life who overdrafts their bank account and then messages me, and they're like, look at this overdraft. I don't know how this happened. What am I going to do? Because they know I'm going to be like, don't worry, we'll figure it out. I got this. Or, you know, I have another person years ago that would be like, oh, I went out to dinner and I spent most of my paycheck, but my rent's due tomorrow. What am I going to do? Because they knew I wasn't going to be like, sucks to be you, click. I'm going to help them. But there eventually becomes a point where I had to say, I can't help you, even if I could, because I wasn't teaching them anything. And I cared so much about these people. Now, if it was my kids, maybe it'd be a different story. But I'd say even in that situation, I would have to eventually put my foot down. I don't feel this is a child. I feel this is a grown adult that knows exactly what they're doing and exactly what they don't have to do. Menial scientist, what's up? War criminal, hey.
Try to click it on Cowie. Mr. Snyder. Okay, I want war criminal. Thank you. I do it as soon as you come in, so thank you.
Cowie, I'm gonna use Celtic spirit. Complacent with kindness. Yeah, and unfortunately, especially as a light worker, you probably have had a lot of people like that. But the more you come in to your own abilities and to the fact that you are a light worker, you have this job, you have this mission in life, the more you're going to realize, wow, these people are really just taking advantage of me, or wow, this person really doesn't understand what it is I do for them. It's okay to have that righteous anger. I know, I'm Miss Be Kind. That's what I'm mockingly called constantly in my house. But I am. But that doesn't mean I'm not human and I don't get angry, you know? All right, Cowie, let's do this. Celtic spirit. Okay, so this is how we're going to play this. We're going to go from hot to cold every 30 seconds. All right, I see how you are. I'm wearing my yoga shirt. I got it on Temu for like $1.50. Yeah, and they will. But you know what? The right people will be like, I get it. You know, no problem. I appreciate it. But then again, those are the types of people you almost never have to say no to, because they get it when, you know, a lot of people are very good at reading a room, but they like to pretend like they're not. They like to pretend like they don't realize that they're taking advantage, right? All right, Cowie, the Green Man, nature, connection, and source, card number 13. The Green Man beckons to all who wish to follow. He teaches us that there is no separation between human beings and the natural world. We are a part of nature. We are nature, whether we act like it or not. No one is above this fact. The closer we become to recognizing this connection, the more we feel at peace. Separation is merely an illusion we have created through being busy. Raymond, you know what? It's not only about setting the boundaries, and I get this better than you would probably believe, but it's also about enforcing it, because that's where I fall short. I set a million boundaries, but the enforcement, because then I feel guilty. I feel like I'm letting someone down. I feel like I didn't have the right to say no to that, or that's what should be expected of me. We have to put all that poop aside, man. We always have to be thinking of our own energy first, because then the people like our kids or like our spouse that do deserve it, at least most of the time, aren't getting 100%. You know, they're not even getting 60 because we have these other leeches feeding off of us. Nature invites us to slow down, to learn how to reconnect. It's time to take up gardening, walking in nature, getting our feet on the earth, and slowing down. Nature isn't out there being all busy and not resting. Nature grows and rests when needed because it's in tune with the energy around it. Nature doesn't exhaust itself by pushing too hard to make things happen because it knows everything will happen in its own time. The Green Man also represents the masculine side of nature, which can mean strength, vigor, and growth. However, it can also represent descent, destruction, and death. The female counterpart to the Green Man is the Green Woman. Cowie, the two obviously complement one another, just like the yin-yang symbol. Both need each other to keep the balance. In drawing this card, it may be asking you where you may be out of balance and require more of a feminine, nurturing quality of the green woman to bring you back to your center. This doesn't mean looking for a romantic interest. I mean, it could, but I doubt very much if that's what this card is talking about. Both cards are incredibly caring because they are both you in some form, as within, so without. By connecting to these energies and nature, you essentially find a deeper connection to yourself. This is definitely Cowie talking about grounding, okay? Bare feet in the earth, pantomiming a shower, bathing in the sunlight or the moonlight. I always prefer the moonlight, either way, or both. This is kind of what we're talking about. Poopily poop, yes. Kind of like what we're talking about in chat right now, where it's like enforcing those boundaries, allowing yourself to rest and relax and recharge when necessary, not when you can squeeze the time in, right? Making time for that stuff is a priority and stays one. Okay. Once a week, you go for an hour-long hike in the woods. I don't know, like whatever it is you like to do, that time has to be a priority. And I feel like so many people, myself included, if I'm not going to get paid for it, I really am like, it's not really important, not when it comes to my kids or my family, but doing things for me. That hour I could soak in a bubble bath, a ritual bath, and listen to music and burn candles. Yeah, heck no. I could be scripting and making money. That type of thinking is what pushes us so out of whack. And I do feel like you are getting very unbalanced, Cowie, okay? You're giving, and people are taking, and then you're giving some more. I feel like you're doing this in a way, or at least in the next week or two, it could occur to you that like, well, if I just give a little more, eventually this person will appreciate it, or this idea will take off, or this person will stop asking for so much. That's not how this is going to work. Your life is not going to ever be rebalanced again. Not anytime in the near future, probably never, until you rebalance it yourself. That means getting rid of people, places, things that no longer serve you. That means a major, major change. And I do see a major change coming in for you, Cowie, that at first is going to be incredibly scary. But once you realize the implications of whatever this offer is, you are going to be on cloud 9. Do not let your perceived responsibilities to other people stop you from living your best life. It's not selfish to live your best life. It's not selfish to strive to live your best life, and it is not selfish to aim to put work into living your best life. And anyone who's going to make you think that you taking that hour off, say you've been walking in the woods for an hour once a week for 2 years, and it's the only thing that rejuvenates you and brings you back down to earth and makes you feel good. And now suddenly your boss is like, what are you talking about? I need this document. Like, do not let anyone steal your peace, Cowie. And I do feel like there is something exciting coming in, and somebody is bitter, jealous, angry, and are going to do everything they can while smiling in your face to take the joy out of whatever this is and convince you against it. That came literally out of nowhere, so I don't know. But it'll make sense to you in the next week or two if it doesn't already.
Hey, ready?
Yep.
Nicole. Rome. Hello, dear. Hope you're feeling better than you were the other night, huh?
Oh, Smoochie. You're welcome, Cowie. All right. Nicole, I'm using Raven's wand. There are people that no matter how much you do for them, no matter how kind you are or good you are to them, it's never going to be enough. They're never going to, because there are people that walk through life feeling like they're the most important person, not only in their lives, in everyone else's. So anything you do for them, give to them, sacrifice for them, they deserve it. Like, they're like, obviously you're going to do that. I'm me. Those are the people we need to get out of our lives. And the older we get, the more we need to get them out. I'll be 41 years old on March 1st. I have no time for people like that anymore. And Raymond, you will stay that way. Just keep focusing inward. As long as you're able to look inward when you make a mistake, when you hurt somebody unintentionally, do you know what I'm saying? And be like, when you can continue to be accountable and apologetic, not perfect, but when you're able to look inward and say, I let the darkness take over, and this is what happened, you're on the right path. You're good. Because so many people today, grown-ass men and women, can't even do that. They can't even put themselves in someone else's shoes. Like, if I hurt someone's feelings, even if I think it's the stupidest thing in the world, like, how could you be hurt over it? Really? That hurt you? I wouldn't say that. I would say, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize that my saying that way was going to hurt you. And I am sorry. You don't have to understand why someone's feeling the way they are to understand that that's how they're feeling. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not being accountable for purposely doing anything, but it would bother me if someone I cared about was hurt because of something I said or did, even if it was unintentional, and even if I don't understand it. Even if they said or did the same thing to me, it would roll right off my shoulders. Everybody's feelings are valid. Nicole, you got stepping away in the upright position. It is the first day of spring, and a very lucky witch might glimpse the great herald of the wildwood, the majestic stag. Carella Carey's fleeting look is all she gets, and it is all she needs. Don't look too hard at the mechanics of wonder, or else you risk seeing right through it. A great part of magic's power comes from our need for it, not the control of it. Just as we can appreciate a bird's song best without caging it, Corella is telling you that perhaps you are too close to something and need to step back in order to appreciate the whole. So I got two messages here, Nicole. The first thing is, yeah, I feel like whatever is going on with you, you need to, and I give this advice often, and it works for me when I do it, you need to step outside of the situation and imagine that the person you love most in the world is going through the exact same thing, right? And then think about what advice you would give them and then take that advice, right? That's a big thing. And that specifically says that. But the thing that I got the most out of this was stop, if you're being blessed, if an amazing opportunity comes in for you, or whatever it is that you're looking for, you finally are able to manifest, the universe finally gives to you. Stop trying to figure out why. Know that the reason is because you deserve it, because you're worth it. Stop trying to look behind the curtain of the universe, as it were. Just accept the good luck that's coming in. Accept everything that you're manifesting by the power of your own positivity, by being a good person, by shooting your light out there and helping others. Stop second guessing and questioning everything beautiful in your life. I feel like a lot of stuff that's going to be coming in for you, and it could already be happening, but I do see it in the future, the next month, 2 months, even up to like 6 months. There's going to be like good thing. That doesn't mean it's all going to be good. Everything's going to be peachy and roses. There's going to be no problems or turmoil, but it does mean that a lot of good things are coming in for you. You are manifesting it. You have been manifesting all of this. You've been working hard for it. You deserve it. You've earned it. So stop waiting for the bomb to drop. Stop being like, well, wait, why are you saying you want to marry me? What exactly is it about me? Do you know what I mean? Like trying to talk the universe out of your blessing. Just trust it, go with it, and know that the universe does not make mistakes. If you receive an offer that seems too good to be true, I will tell you in this case, it's not. It's exactly what you're looking for in any and all areas of your life. Now, with the other thing that I said first, yeah, you are about to make a bad decision because you are not thinking clearly. You're not using your intuition. You're going by either your heart or your mind. Your mind is overthinking, overly rational, sometimes irrational. Your heart is a deceiver and a liar and shows you the picture you want to see. You need to follow your gut and your instinct, okay? Choose wisely. Mark Holstead. Oh, Miss Smoochie, I'd marry you too, girl. Someday, baby.
Sorry. Next is Roger Blair. Oh, I know it's crazy out there, Andrew. I was talking to a trucker the other day. He says it's insane.
So I believe it was yesterday was Mark's birthday. In case y'all missed it on Facebook in the community tab. You know, Raymond, I used to get trolled a lot. And now it's very rare. And even when it does happen, I can usually tell where it's coming from. I'll get hate on a video that, like the video I did today when I'm wearing a yoga top, you know, and I understand that it's coming from people that are maybe jealous, or I get a lot of hate from people who comment mainly on my looks. And to me, that doesn't bother me. You're not even judging my content based on the content. So, and honestly, it hardly ever happens anymore, which is great. Yeah, I think, like I just said, I'm pretty sure it was yesterday. I couldn't remember if it was yesterday or Wednesday, but I think it was yesterday. It was Mark's birthday. Oh my gosh, it was so funny. I was ghosting in a stream, and I think it was the cat. It was a couple weeks ago, and she's like, am I the only person in here who's not a wrench? So I gave her a wrench silently from in the background. And she's like, where did that come from? That was me. I pay attention. All right, Roger. All right, bye, Andrew. Be safe out there, please. Be careful. Roger, you got revision. Thank you, Football Cat. As are you. All right, Roger. Your body remembers trauma, the closeness, the love, the fear, and the exuberance of your full history, even when your mind doesn't. Bring a memory to the surface to align your current self with the knowledge stored in your body. Go deeper into a challenge to go beyond it. A study of the past will help you recognize and break a limiting cycle. So I'm going to stop there because I'm going to read as I go through this. Roger, there's something happening right now that you're feeling either fear or anxiety, something that should be, even you realize it should be something that's really great and tremendous and you should be celebrating and rejoicing, is giving you the ick. The universe is saying, really think about it and think about where it's coming from. Something that happened in your past, you're expecting things to go the same way, but you have to remember you're a different person. You're in a different place. You have different situations, different people. Do not let the past dictate your future or your present. The memory of creation is stored within the ground you walk on. Still your mind, relax, close your eyes, and feel the timeless energy, the timeless healing energy of Mother Earth. There is one love, one breath, and one dream flowing and evolving through you and this beautiful planet. Touch her, think of her, feel her all around you, and know she is inside of your heart. That's Mother Earth. So reconnecting, grounding, but also bringing in your guides and really listening to what they have to say. The awareness of a pre-biblical time when large reptiles roamed the earth came into human consciousness in the late 1800s, in the 1800s. Before that, fossil evidence from the 180 million year Mesozoic era was thought to come from the extinct lizards, oversized crocodiles, dragons, or griffins. New fossils were unearthed, new species identified, and findings collated from bones in the earth. Paleontologists chart the emergence, evolution, and decline of entire species. You are the earth into yet another long period of... Oh no, I read that wrong. You are the earth. Delve deep. Bring your hidden reality to the surface and align your conscious awareness with the knowledge held in your body. Mother Nature faces environmental pressure with ingenuity, and you are now empowered to do the same. Adversity quickens growth and adaptation and is followed by confidence, strength, and stability. Explore, collate, and learn from the patterns of the past. Acknowledge your creative capacity to flourish through challenge. Yeah. So this is not letting Mistakes you made in the past haunt you today, or stop you from feeling deserving, or like you should be earning what you are. Also, don't hold, like, I'm just giving this as an example, Roger, like, say your ex-wife was a horrible person, she cheated on you, she divorced you, she took everything, whatever, just an example. Don't think like you're about to get married and you're suddenly thinking that like this new person has shown you nothing like that. They've been nothing but loving and kind and wonderful, but you have it in your head like, oh my gosh, what if this person ends up being like that person? Then you're got all this anxiety and all this craziness going on in your head for no reason other than you're overthinking. You're not grounded. You're not in a safe space in your own energy. Okay. Reconnecting to the earth. I always say bare feet in the grass and bathing under the sun or the moon. You have to reconnect.
Okay. Melissa Nicole.
Raymond, thank you. And I do appreciate your honesty. And like, I get complimented on my looks all the time, and that's okay. As long as people don't make what I'm trying to do about that, because it's never about that for me, right? I'm a best-selling author. I'm pretty smart. I'm a great mom. I'm a good cook. I love helping people. I dedicated, you know what I mean? Like all of these great things about me. And I'm not bragging. I'm just saying there's so much more to me than what people see, whether they're seeing it through the lens of, that I'm a light worker and I'm doing great work, or I'm some skank just showing my body off on YouTube, which I've heard before. I've heard both. So, I have to know who I am and be confident that even though my intentions are great and I follow through.
Right. And has got your back.
Oh, heck yeah. I already know that. Thank you, Football Cat. Max Stacks, what's up? Oh, yes, Mark. I am also a celebrity. Someone threw the Queen of the Dragons in my face the other day as like a slur. They were like, oh, yeah, what are you, like the Queen of the Dragon or like a princess? Oh, yeah, the Queen. That's what you are. And I was like, yeah, it's Queen, not princess. Like, don't try to bring me down. Like, take people's compliments towards me and inside jokes from a stream you're not even a part of and bring me down with it. Can't do that. It doesn't work on me anymore. I'm good with me.
Okay, did you hear what I said?
No.
Melissa Nicole. Melissa. Let's give her a good card this time.
I do my best.
I know. Bless her heart. Come here, Melissa. I'll give you a hug.
Let's do the mythical creatures. The Queen of Sheba. Yes. Love those bath bombs. That scrub is actually my favorite. I was at my mom's and I was showering, and RJ and my mom were downstairs. And when I came out, they're both like, what is that smell? I was like, it's all hail the Queen. Don't bring me down. You guys are funny. All right, Melissa, let's see. Rainbow Snake in the reversed shadow position. They got this big old book for this tiny little deck. All right. The Rainbow Snake channels the creative force of the universe. Let me try to put this up here so I could read it easier. The creative forces of the universe. These forces would otherwise be too far away for humans to reach. Yet the Rainbow Snake acts as a conduit between heaven and earth. The snake itself embodies these forces, colorful, dynamic, writhing, and powerful. To come into contact with a rainbow snake is to touch creativity. The rainbow snake encircles the world, connecting people from all parts of the globe. It is the continuous collective unconscious, abundant with ancient wisdom that crops up through culture and folklore. It surfaces through universal acts of creativity, including imagination, procreation, childbirth, and dreaming. The rainbow snake is the circle of life. It is life itself. One slides along the rainbow snake's undulating body when he explores the colorful nature of all the world's people and places. To do this and to be aware of it is to become inspired. Creation is the synthesis of worldly magic. Inverted, meaning in the shadow, the inverse of creativity is destruction. Yet these two things are not mutually exclusive. Creation and destruction are continuous, sometimes cyclical. Sorry, Melissa, I tried. This dark side of creativity is indicated when the rainbow snake is drawn in reverse. One thing will have to be destroyed in order to create something else from it. We're talking about cyclical destruction. And until you sever whatever is causing that cyclical destruction in your life, you will not be able to transmute it into anything light or airy or beautiful. Okay? I'm going to use my addiction, for example. If I were still using, I would not be such an amazing mom, and I would not be able to do what I do here for you guys every week or at all. I had to end that destructive cycle in my life for once, for all, and for good completely before I was able to move on and really find my path and find my passion. And Melissa, it doesn't matter, unfortunately, right now, how passionate you are about something, or how much you know you absolutely must do it, or whatever plans you have to do it. What matters is it hasn't yet been done. And whatever or whoever this is in your life still has that control, or at least that spot in your life to be able to cause this turmoil, this destruction. Until you fully move out of it, how are you going to learn anything from it? Now, they say the definition of insanity is trying the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. I say that's also the definition of determination. So where do you draw the line? Where's the middle ground for when it becomes insanity? When it's no longer determination to make something work, to make something right, to prove yourself, to create whatever, to where it becomes absolutely insane to continue giving energy to this thing or this person, whatever it is. This is the universe, once again, telling you nothing changes if nothing changes. And unfortunately, there is one major thing you absolutely must change, or nothing else is going to change for the better in your life. Not for any length of time. Because whatever or whoever this is that's causing this destructive cycle is always going to keep coming back, and they're always going to disrupt and destroy, because that is what they are, or that is what this is, like drugs or an abusive partner or whatever, a narcissistic parent, whatever the case may be. This thing is destroying, not only destroyed so much of your past potential, destroying your present potential, and it's also messing with your future now too, because you are not getting anywhere.
Okay, next is Miss Pixie.
All right.
But I haven't seen her in chat for a little bit, so I don't know if she's still here.
Max, it's actually not, but thank you. I like when they look that way. You're welcome, Melissa. Thank you. So, Miss Pixie, if you're here, please let us know. Who's after Miss Pixie, by the way?
Smoochie.
Okay.
I just didn't see her leave, and
yeah, I didn't see her leave either. Maybe she walked away for a minute. Don't worry, Smoochie. You'll always be my wifey. No, they all know I'm married. There's nothing wrong with complimenting somebody, and I had to get myself used to that too, and understand that sometimes people are just being genuinely nice, I know you're here. I want to make sure Lara's not here though before I move on. He's on break. All right, Smoochie, I am using Deep, Dark, and Dangerous. I don't know. Maybe she said she stepped away for a minute or something, because usually she does tell us. You got Nyx, Smoochie, the card of darkness. Well, she's the goddess of night, the goddess of darkness. Card number 19, and it is a dark card. Not one I pull often either. The darkness is necessary. It is the place of possibility and rest. It is natural and beneficial to experience some cycles of darkness. You can illuminate your way through dark times. Not everything unpleasant is evil. The embodiment of the night is the goddess Nyx. She was one of the primordial or original deities emerging at the very beginning of the universe. Her fathers were Chaos and Orphanus, one of the oldest of gods. She fell in love with Erebus, darkness, and created Aether, light, and Hemera, day. She self-created the infamous three fates, the Morai, as well as the Apathy, deception, Dolos, nemesis, balance, and retribution. The Caries, the Hesperides, Oasis, misery, Momos, doom, the Honoroi, nightmares, Hypnos, sleep, Thanatos, death, Philotes, friendship, Jaros, old age, Eris, strife and discord, and Charon, the ferryman to the underworld. In the Orphic tradition, Uranos, the god of the sky, was also a child of Nyx. She is often referred to as the Dark Mother in Greek mythos, elementally a first goddess who begat many other important deities, the Protogenos. So Nyx is the goddess who, like, in this deck, Wisdom of the House of Night, where it says, my child, I am always with you, I am your goddess, that was supposedly written by Nyx. Mark, I love you so much for doing that, but you don't have to message people when they don't answer. It makes me feel like I'm being desperate, like, hey, you got to come back to my chat. But I do appreciate it. If they want to be here, they will be. You don't have to take your time out to do it either. As she is one of the oldest and strongest of the Greek deities, even the mighty Zeus is said to not provoke her. After angrily chasing Hypnos into Nyx's cave after being tricked by him and his own wife Hera, Zeus would go no further than the entrance. Looking at most of her progeny, it would be easy to think that Nyx is evil or that her darkness could have a negative judgment. Nyx should not be viewed this way. Winged and beautiful, Nyx is simply the night. No judgment on whether that is better than the day. Paradoxically, she creates light and day. She brings balance with Nemesis, Philotes, and Charis. She brings rest with Hypnos and Thanatos. Nyx just represents the darker nature of how the world works. So your plant companion is light, blooming jasmine, and your crystal companion is onyx. Yeah, I was just thinking of Aerith. I'm like, hey, where is he? Where'd he go? So, okay.
Some may be working.
Smoochie, I feel like what this card is saying is it's for you to, something in your life is just about right now how you're looking at it. So obviously there are things that are terrible that are happening. There are things that are lower vibrational, negative, bad. But there are some things that I feel like you could really learn an amazing life lesson from. And there are some things going on right now that may seem like they really are just, and they are horrible. But once everything is said and done, you're going to learn the greatest lessons from these hardships. The universe is saying, try as best as you can to see the positive in every area. Sometimes there is no positive that you can see, but that doesn't mean that down the line, positive won't come from something very, very negative happening right now. Do not be overwhelmed and feel like you have bad luck. Well, you're unlucky, or I just feel like you are in like the bottomest part of the pit of the dark night of soul, and it's only a matter of time before you pull out of it. But when you pull out of the dark night of the soul, and in fact, in order to do so, you have to pull out of it with lessons learned as to why you needed to go through what you had gone through. One, so that it doesn't happen again if it's within your control, and two, because we grow and we change as we go through hardship, as we make it through. He deleted it. Mark, you're so sweet. Thank you. As you go through all of these trials and tribulations and all this pain and all this hardship, you have to remember that the universe does things for you and with you, never to you. And I feel like there's a part of you that could be really losing sight of that. So maybe think of 3 things that you're grateful for, and try to focus on what good can eventually come from the darkness. Don't let it overwhelm you or overtake you or your spirit. Yeah, reacting. Yeah, me too.
Okay, next is Jules.
Well, thank you, Max. It's definitely not my advice. It's coming from team, but yeah, I agree. It is really good advice. And it's hard advice to remember without being reminded. You know, it's not just something that most of us as human beings automatically do. Jules, I'm going to use the Oracle of the Universe. You have Onyx? Yeah, try to work with it. Keep it near to you. Yes, I am the messenger. All right, Miss Julie girl. Constellation Aries, the card of motivation. Card number 1. In mythos, there are often characters that are triggers or motivations for others. The great ram Ares is such a figure. Ares had a golden fleece and was the powerful animal sent by the cloud nymph Nephil to save her children from sacrifice. Phrixus and Helle, Helle, were twins and the children of the Boeotian king. As their mother was a nymph, the children had a human stepmother, Ino, who was keen to be rid of them. Ino devised a plan where she roasted all of Boeotia's crop seeds so there was nothing to plant or grow. The population began to starve, and they asked the king to petition the oracle at Delphi for an answer as to what to do, how to handle the situation. Ino intercepted the men sent to represent the king at the oracle, bribed them successfully, and got them to tell the king and people that the only way the fertility of the land could reunite, I have something in my eye, was if he were to sacrifice his twin daughters. Or the twins, sorry. All right, there we go. Nephil saw this threat to her children and sent the miraculous flying golden ram to whisk them away. Both children were on the ram's back and heading towards Colchis. All was well until Helle became frightened and fainted and plunged into the sea between Europe and Asia. This place became known as the Hellespont and is still known by that name today. Phrixus made it to King Aetes, a son of Helios, at Colchis, the far end of the Black Sea. The golden ram then advised Phrixus to sacrifice him to the gods and offer the fleece as a host gift to be laid in the grove of Ares. The ram was elevated to the sky as a reward for his brave deeds. Ares contains 6 formally named stars: Baharani, Botin, Hamal, Lili-Bariah, Mesartheme, and Sheraton. The brightest star in Aries is the well-known Hamal, Alpha Arietis. There are several well-known meteor showers connected to this constellation. Words of power. I am ready and motivated towards my intention. Susie B, hello and welcome. So the only thing you have to do to get a reading is show up and let us know you want one. If it's your very first time here, which I believe it is, you won't have to wait in a very long line. Normally, I just do first come, first serve. Like as we go through, as you enter, Ghost Dragons puts you on the list. But if you're new, we try to not make you wait too long. But you have to consent to a reading, so just let us know. Jules, this card is talking about not fearing what you want, okay? Receiving everything, like manifesting the life of your dreams, or even if it's just in one particular area, finally, catching a break or being lucky. I hate those phrases, but you know what I'm talking about. So this card is talking about when those things happen, and they either are happening now or will be happening for you soon. You will finally have it figured out how you're going to do X, Y, or Z, things that are really important to you. You can't fear it. The minute you throw fear into the equation, you're telling the universe you don't trust it. You're not willing to take those leaps of faith. And you don't believe in your own power to manifest. So then you end up focusing on the fear, which is more like the negativity, and you're not bringing anything positive, no positive affirmation, no positive manifestation into your life, and you're going to stay stuck, stale, and stagnant in everything you try to do. So there are good things coming to you. I would even say in the next week or two, if you're not already starting to see certain things, even very small ones, that you're trying to manifest. But the minute you start to show fear to the universe instead of gratitude, and the minute you're too afraid to accept these gifts that are being offered to you, these manifestations that are coming in, when you turn from them because you're unsure of how to handle it, the universe is going to know you're not ready, and you're going to be thrown into tailspin back into the dark night of the soul, and you're going to have to do it all over again to prove to the universe you've learned the lessons. You have come a really, really long way, and I would hate to see that happen to you. So, like I said to Smoochie, try to look on the bright side of everything, okay? Try to be as grateful as possible, even for the hardships, so that you can show the universe that you know how to learn lessons, even from the hardest of times and the most terrible things happening in your life. I feel like in the next week or two, you are going to receive some very good news, or something really major is going to come in and start happening in your life. Something that you've wanted for a while, that you've put the work behind. It's not just going to fall into your lap, although it may seem that way, because you've been working on this consciously and subconsciously for such a long time. Just don't get so freaked out by it that you start overthinking and fall into the fear aspect of it, because then again, there's no trust there. And then the universe is going to fall back on that offer, on those gifts, and you're going to be right back in a tailspin again. Hard times teach us lessons. Yeah, and we really have to prove we've learned them. And the main way to prove we've learned them is by not making the same mistakes again that taught us those hard lessons. But unfortunately, some of us, light workers specifically, which is most of us, if not all of us in here, have a really bad habit of making the same mistakes over and over and over again, because we don't want to disappoint other people. All right, menial scientist. Let's do energy and spirit. Well, Miss Jules, you got my number, girl. Just message me. Your book is coming, by the way. It was like 3 days delayed because of the tiny bit of snow we got here. Excuse me.
What I do?
I'm just being silly. All right. Menial. Emotional desert. Inactivity and isolation. Card number 11 in the upright position. This card signifies a time of inactivity and or isolation. You may have been feeling unproductive or uninspired, in an emotional desert, longing for real purpose and connections. In spite of that longing, you just don't seem to have the energy to reach out and make anything happen. Still, this is not a card of doom and gloom. Even if you seem to have lost your energy, your enthusiasm, or your connections, take heart. Look to the future, the right side of the card, and you can see a beautiful oasis with lush trees and nurturing water. The message is clear. You still have the power to connect, produce, and create value in your life. Create great value in your life. You may have to make some plans and put forth some effort, but you can finally break through this low vibration and choose to generate a powerful momentum of joy right now. So, menial, this could be like a stuck, stale, or stagnant situation. I don't feel like it's your whole life, right? I feel like it's like just this one area where you can't seem to get a grip on things, where you maybe just don't feel like putting the effort in anymore, even though you know if you continue to put the effort in, at the end of the day, it'll be worth it. It's like, how much more do I have to grow through? How much more do I have to deal with, you know? Jules, no, your card is your card, and it is a good card. You just may have to wait a week or two before you start seeing the results of it. But trust me, it's good. It's good news. You just have to let go of that fear. So menial, yeah. And Jules, if this resonates with you, take it. That goes for everybody. There's something here that you're either thinking of giving up on. Now, I'm not talking about a toxic relationship or an abusive job. I'm talking about something that you've been putting a lot of hard work in, that you've been dedicated to, that will eventually pay dividends if you continue on. But it may be something that you've been doing for so long, putting all this effort into, all this thought into, all this energy into, that you're like, I just don't have it in me anymore. The universe is saying, keep going. Do not give up. If you need to take a break for the next week or two, that's fine. But whatever this idea is, whatever this thing is, if it's a relationship, if it's a new job, if it's a move, it could be from the smallest to the biggest thing. If you're ready to give up, that's what this card is talking about. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you will in the next week or two. When it comes to you to just stop and move on to something else, remember this card. The universe is saying, just give it a little bit more. Show the universe, put a little bit more work and effort into it. I always say, you guys, Oracle, just like with tarot, things are not going to fall into your lap. You have to put the work behind it. You have to put the energy into it. But when you do that, and when you do it consistently, even if you make mistakes, even if you find yourself sometimes wanting to give up, as long as you don't, you're golden. You are good. Everything you're trying to manifest is on its way to you. But how many detours it takes before it gets to you, or if it gets to you at all, is going to depend on how much work you put into it. Always.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and do Susie B. She's actually a person I see a lot on Mog's channel, Mongolian Monster, and Susie B's channel. So it was nice that you stopped in. I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. I love seeing new names, recruiting new gemstones. I'm going to use the Shaman's Dream. Yes, Aunt Edna, I find when everything, watermelon, Jolly Rancher, jelly beans, I find when everything's in balance, heart, mind, gut, things happen. Yeah. And it's that a lot of us light workers specifically allow other people and their energy and BS to throw us out of whack and to throw us off balance. And that's where we find a lot of our problems. It's like they don't come from us and our manifesting abilities and our positivity and our reassurance from our own instincts following them. It's when people make us second guess ourselves or make us feel less than or dumb or, it's taking too much energy from others and not believing enough in our own. All right, Miss Susie, let's see. Yes, my gemstones. All right, come on. Eyes of the Eagle, rising above the fray. Card number 18. I love these cards. The artwork is, I always say that about my cards, but these ones are really beautiful too. The eyes of the eagle offers you the gift of foresight, the skill of looking ahead to see the unfolding of destiny before it all manifests as reality. The eagle's extraordinary vision allows it to spot the tiny mouse from its lofty perspective as it flies thousands of feet into the atmosphere. In a similar fashion, you too can train your keen eye to discern the workings of humans. Eyes of the Eagle is an invitation to witness the good, the bad, the ugly, and the beautiful, yet react to nothing. Act only to further your noblest calling. The eagle flies above all creatures. When it meets obstacles, it simply rises above them. Know that you are protected. You can fly high above the judgment slings and arrows and the darts of envy from others who may not have your great wings and are still arguing with the pigeons over those crumbs. Trust that you are ready for whatever fortune has placed before you, even if you feel not yet properly equipped to meet its challenges. Your willingness to say yes to spirit has nothing to do with how well outfitted you are. Hesitating, on the other hand, will suck the air from under your wings and make you lose altitude quick. You are now called to trust your heart and your instincts and to move fearlessly and not waver. The time is right and no harm can come your way if your motives are pure and you act courageously. So Susie B, this is a really important card, okay? And when I give these readings, it's usually for either what's going on currently through the next 2 weeks, or it'll start happening in the next 2 weeks. You'll start to be like, Gemma did say something about that. Yes. This is what I was just talking about. Okay, so there's a theme starting to be created here, running through the chat, as I like to say. You know what you want, and you know that your intentions are pure, at least in one situation, probably in most, if not all. You know exactly how to get what you want. You're on the right path. Even if you haven't actively done anything yet, you have a plan in your head. It's going to work for you. You are ready to take leaps of faith. You want this so bad. You're trying to manifest it, whatever it is. And it could be several things or just one. The problem is you have people around you who are smiling in your face and talking poop behind your back. You have people around you that you're asking for advice because you trust them, and they're purposefully giving you the wrong advice so that you can fail. This isn't out of some misguided attempt to keep you closer or to protect you. This is because they're jealous of you. They're jealous of you. They know that you've always probably been better. And I don't think anyone's better or worse, more or less. But I mean, as far as like your light, your vibration, you're just vibrating higher than them. And I feel like recently, or it's going to start happening, you're going to have to decide that you've outgrown people, places, and things, that some of them no longer serve you. Relationships, situations, friendships, etc. are becoming stuck, stale, and stagnant. Nobody is moving forward the way you are or the way you intend to. Please do not trust anyone at face value right now. Nobody, unless your spirit sits well with them. If you get even the slightest inkling that something is off about something someone's saying to you, advice they're giving you, even compliments. I feel like there's a lot of backhanded compliments being thrown around here. Go follow your gut, your instinct. Don't follow the manipulation of these people who don't want to see you thrive and succeed. Mind over matter. Those who mind don't matter. Those who matter don't mind. Meaning, if you decide that you want to quit your job and move to another country to pursue a mime career, right? And that makes total sense to you, and it's something you really want, and I'm just using a silly example, the people who love you are going to truly support you no matter what and be there to help you if it doesn't work out. There are going to be people who are going to try to make you feel dumb, stupid, less than, no matter what it is that you're doing. Because number one, they're like, why didn't I think of that? Number two, why does she get to have all of this good luck? It's not good luck. It's you working in tandem with the universe to build your own life up and to do the things that you've always wanted to do, or trying the things you've always wanted to try. Stop letting other people pull you out of your zone, if that makes sense. Stop letting other people influence your decisions so much, because I feel like you are really on a really good track right now to obtain something that you want. I don't know if it's like a relationship. I don't know if it's a job. There's something here that you have your eyes set on and your mind set on and your heart set on, but you're allowing too many cooks in your kitchen. And almost nobody that's around you right now is trustworthy. Nobody that's around you right now is qualified enough to make these decisions for you. You can listen to the advice, take it in, take it with a grain of salt, and let go of it. Just because you're asking for advice doesn't mean you have to take the advice. In the end, the final decision of moving forward with whatever this is or with whoever this is going to be left up to you. And if people have a problem with you making your own decisions in your own life, that's a them problem, not a you problem. Self-care is not selfish. And in fact, it's the most selfless thing we can do, because when we're operating at our optimal energetic frequency, we can do so much more for others around us. When we're dragging and exhausted and confused all the time, what good are we to anyone else except for the people who like us that way, because they can more easily manipulate and control us. You need to walk away from those types of people and relationships, because they are going to bring you down fast. And you have something very, very big and bright and bold in your future, very near future. You're never going to make it there with people like this allowed to make decisions or be involved in your decision-making processes. Travis, hi. You're welcome. Very good. I'm glad it resonates. Yeah. I mean, the heart can be a really big deceiver, but if your heart is in tune with your instinct and your intuition, I would say all systems go forward.
Okay. Next is Mark. Mr. Halstead.
Mark,
With my waffle sandwich, you didn't bribe me.
I'm going to use the mythical creatures. What is up, Danny? There it is.
Thank you, sir. If you would have slid those to me sooner, you would have gotten a reading sooner.
All right, Mark. Sasquatch in the reverse. Where is she? I know she's going to say something. All right. Something in between human and ape. Sasquatch links people to their primordial origins. He is a part of the subconscious, a part of us that desires a simpler life. Sasquatch is yearning to escape to the great outdoors, to return to the time of cleaner skies and greener vegetation. Living alone in the wilderness, Sasquatch has all the time in the world to meditate and to reflect. He does not speak, but he observes. He may have disdain for the destructive effects of the industrial world, but he's fully aware of what it is. Fully aware of what it is, for the silent ones see the most. Sasquatch is not only aware of his surroundings, he's also highly self-aware. In retreating from society, he's able to look within. This is introspection. When you receive this card in the inverted or shadow position, the watchful yet awkwardly upside down Sasquatch creates an uneasy presence, appearing voyeuristic and out of place. The antisocial creature brings to light an uncomfortable relation between individuals. Two differing lifestyles have been forced to come into contact with one another and have generated a great deal of tension. This card may signify an unwelcome presence. So yeah, I definitely feel like you're having, or you will be very soon, more conflict, Mark, in your life than normal. And I feel like this is just, it doesn't really have anything to do with you. It just has to do with you and whoever this person is or whoever these people are not on the same page. And not everybody is able to agree to disagree and be friends. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you see who these people are or who this person is. Like, you see them coming from a mile away. And even though everyone else may seem to love them or think that they're so amazing, you have their number. You are following your instincts on this one, and your instincts are dead on. So if you meet somebody or several somebodies in the next couple of weeks, Mark, or if you recently met someone that there's just something about them, there's just something about them you can't quite put your finger on, this is the universe telling you you are correct. Do not get involved too deeply with them, but also don't try to express that opinion to them or to others. Let everyone else make their own decision, because I feel like you're going to end up looking like a hater. You're going to end up losing friends because you're just trying to tell people the truth about what's happening with this person or with these people. But the fact of the matter is, they may have something different in their charts that they need to learn from this person or these people. The best thing you can do is sit silently and just look inside of yourself for the reasons you're feeling this way. Stay as far away from this person as possible and let everyone else sort it out for themselves. Do not get involved in other people's conflicts or dramas, whether it be personally or online. Stay neutral at least in the next week or two, because it is not going to turn out well for you. You're going to end up losing a lot of friends, even if it's only temporarily, and you're going to end up not in a good space energetically, because all you're trying to do is warn people. These people are not going to receive this warning well right now, okay? This is going to sound selfish, but as I just said, and as I always say, self-care isn't selfish. Worry about Mark. Worry about keeping this person or these people's energy away from you. Max Stacks, you didn't know I had a book. My fourth book just came out, by the way, on January 3rd. It was bestseller for 4.5 days on Amazon, and you guys loved it so much, I quickly wrote a companion book to it. So that book was Danger at Your Door, Encounters with the Black-Eyed Kids, on Amazon, Kindle, paperback, and Audible. And I wrote a just Encounters with the Black-Eyed Kid book called Midnight Visitors. that was released this morning on Amazon, Kindle, paperback, and Audible. And then I have Missing the Fae Theory, book of short stories, Encounters with Evil, 101 True and Terrifying Stories, which was also a bestseller, and Shadow Entities, Sleep Paralysis, and Beyond, which came out last November. Yeah, baby, I'm a best-selling author.
And the next book is going to be called How Dragons Chase BEKs and Eat Them.
I really do write like I talk, though. I do. That's why, like, my pre-recorded videos are scripted, and you can tell because I read from them a lot of the time, but also because, like, I write exactly as, like, the thoughts come into my head. Just read the Amazon Black Eyed Kids review. Yeah, that's me.
And
Who's
Max,
next?
you're next.
Raymond, you know, that happens a lot in stream. Like, as I read through, I can tell that that's why we call it like the main theme of the week, because there's always something that keeps coming up over and over again in a bunch of different readings. And that's why I always tell you guys, if it's not your reading, like, but it resonates with you, even just a little bit, take that as your message. We may only get 22, 25 people in here, but within 2 hours, or at least by tomorrow morning, we'll have over 160 views, because people just go through, they listen, and they take what they need. They take what resonates with them as their message. And that is absolutely what I want everyone to be doing while in here. It's not just about the card I pull for you. It's about what resonates in your energy and with your soul. And you can get way more information than just from your card. Max, let's use Celtic Spirit. Yes, Mark, I did. They were really interesting. It's not often that you see a fae creature that clearly in a picture. It's usually like this blurred kind of mess where it's like, could it be, you know, is it? And I always know it is because I can see the energy, but those ones you could clearly see, especially the first one that Long Island Bigfoot took. All right, Max. I go back and listen and take what resonates with me, you know? Mike Roberts, you're next if you're still here. Max, you got the...
It's okay. Go ahead.
No, what?
I was just going to say, he asked for a timestamp, if that's okay.
We do that all the time. We both just... yeah, of course. For Mike, sure. Max, you got the Herbalist, card number 36, Herbs, Medicine, and Healing. No, I'm not angry with you when it happens. It just catches me off guard, but it happens a lot. Like, you think I'm taking a breath. I'm not. I'm not, never. All right, let's see. All right. The Herbalist is calling to you. Have you always been drawn to herbs? This is why I hate the plant cards, because it's like, that's so random. It's time to venture further into learning what the world has to offer you. Plant spirit medicine awaits you, and there is so much healing, wisdom, and excitement waiting for you. You may want to study formally. I hate cards like this. Or just dabble in herbal salves and whatnot. Know that whatever path you decide to take will be full of rewards. There are so many plant spirits waiting to help you on your journey. We, like animals, can search out our own medicine. When we tune into our intuition, we begin to sense the pull to what we need. This is what I want you to focus on, Max. Tuning into your intuition to make the proper decisions. Not just in any particular case, but always. Even if your mind is like, oh, I don't know what so-and-so is going to think about that. And if you're thinking, oh man, that's going to hurt so-and-so's feelings. It matters, but to how much of a degree that you're going to stop living your life, that you're going to make not the best, most advantageous decision for yourself. So you can be in a position to help not only yourself, but others, your family and your loved ones, because you're afraid of hurting someone's feelings. That's what us light workers have to pull ourselves out of. When you start to work with herbs, we understand the profound change they can create and the vast knowledge and healing they offer. They will become a part of you, and this will in turn help you attune back to nature with a sense of peace, a sense of something long forgotten. What do you feel drawn to? Are you drawn to particular colors or smells? Is there a plant that only seems to grow where you live? What is an herb that you tend to see everywhere? This is them reaching out. Take notice of what you see and dig a little deeper on what they mean and why they may be showing up in your life. A new doorway awaits you. I don't know, dude. Maybe you want to be an herbalist. Okay. I don't know. But what I'm getting here is you do need maybe to sage or like use some palo. So that's number one. That would be an herb that I would recommend you use, because when cards like this come up, that is normally what I suggest. That is normally what your team is trying to get at. Now, I do feel like you may be disconnected a little bit from your intuition, from that kind of know-all energy, because there's a lot of distraction in your life. And if you're like, well, Gemma, that's not actually true. I'm very calm, cool, and collected lately. Well, get ready for it. There is some sort of distraction coming into your life that you charted yourself to deal with, to see how badly you wanted and how quickly you are going to manifest what it is you're working towards. So for example, just say, for instance, you've been going to school for 4 years and you only have a year to go to become your dream job. But then you get into a relationship where the person really has no motivation. I mean, like, they're cool and everything, but I know you're probably married. I'm just using this as an example. And you end up like spending less time on your studies, less time on your goals and your priorities, and you're prioritizing them and their drama and their mess. I do feel like there's a lot of distraction here causing you to turn away from what it is you're working on and trying to manifest. Okay. I don't really see you letting this happen, but I feel like you need to reground. You need to do a spiritual cleansing with some sage. If you don't like the smell of sage, use Palo Santo, maybe some sage incense, stuff like that. If you can get back into nature, which doesn't always have to be the forest, it could also be the beach, but because it's talking about herbs and plants, I would say spend a little bit of time outside, bare feet in the earth, just kind of bathing in the sunlight or the moonlight. You have to reconnect and you have to reground, because there are going to be all kinds of distractions being thrown at you in the next week or two, trying to pull you off your game of whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. And you are a lot closer than you think you are to your final goal in at least one area of your life. So now is not the time to take a rest or take a break or allow yourself to get distracted, because there's an opportunity coming in, I would say in the next month or two. It's only going to come in once, and it's going to be much, much harder to get back to this place where you are now, when really, if you just stay focused, keep pushing forward, keep on trucking through, and don't allow yourself to be distracted. I don't feel like anyone's trying to purposefully pull your attention away, like to try to make you to make you lose sight of your goals, but I do think it could inadvertently happen, and you have to be really careful that it doesn't, because this is a big time for major change, rebirth, renewal of January. It's moving right along into February. You got this. Great. Use some of it. Burn it. You don't have to do it very ritualistically. I don't do it that way. I just burn it in a bowl and I go through and I say the Lord's Prayer, because I am a Christian, but you can say anything. You can just bring in light, love and light and peace into your home, and ask that anything not of a high vibration of love leave, things like that. Keep yourself focused and connected to the earth, to your guides, to your team, and keep your energy aligned. Do not allow yourself to become distracted. And I get why herbs would come up, but it's just like when cards start talking about herbology and like eating well, to me, it's just like, can't we go a little bit deeper than these surface points? That's what people come here for, not to hear, that in a past life they were an herbologist.
Okay, this is going to be real simple. Travis, DeLuca, did you want a card? Danny, I know he comes in and says hi and usually doesn't get one, so I'm good there. If Travis doesn't want a card, then you can do Mike and you're done.
Oh, good. Not that I love leaving you guys, but I do like getting done early because my bedtime is like 8 Eastern. So, and I have a lot of work to catch up on. Blue Crossroads, you are absolutely right. It's not so much the words, but the intent behind them as you speak them. And that's why, like, when people read Oracle, they don't understand the difference between what I do and what others do. So I read, the reason it says intuitive Oracle is because I could have easily just read what the book said and moved on and leave everyone guessing. And I guess, you know, your intuition would eventually connect you with it. But that's what I feel like my job is. My job is to bring the messages in, not just leave y'all hanging. And actually, the first time I ever read Oracle was live on someone else's show. And they were getting frustrated with me because I wasn't just reading from the book and moving on. I couldn't. I had so much information coming in with every card I touched, with every person I spoke to, that I couldn't let it go. And they started getting really agitated. You're so welcome, you guys. It's not me, it's your team. But thank you for acknowledging I am the messenger, the Oracle. I am going to do a timestamp for Mike and Deb, and then we'll move on.
For darling Deb?
Yeah, she did ask me, and I forgot all about it.
That's fine.
Mike, we're going to use Wisdom of the House of Night. And for Deb, we're going to use Della Nawait. And I'm going to go eat, and I'm going to lay down and chill. Guys, continue to check out the shorts, please. If you haven't purchased Danger at Your Door or Midnight Visitors yet, Midnight Visitors is $9.99 on Amazon right now. Please check it out. Get it. If you want an autographed copy, email me, GemmaJadeParanormal@gmail.com, or if you have my phone number, text me, and I will get it to you. I will send it out. Just send me the money, PayPal or Cash App. Donations, PayPal or Cash App. YouTube right now, my writing contract ended. I'll get another one in about a month or two, but for now, it's my only income. So if you guys can donate, if you're able to, PayPal or Cash App, I would really appreciate it. If you order a book from me, I do not charge you anything but for the book and postage. There's no cost for my signature or anything like that. So, Mark, if you don't trust your intuition, then you've got a long way to go. And I think a lot of times that stems from insecurity, when it's kind of like taught to us that we're being silly or we're being weird, you know, and I can see why you would feel that way. But please always trust your intuition before anything else. Even if it seems like nobody else is getting the same vibe, it could just be that your energy isn't sitting well with the situation or a person. Not that the person is, it doesn't mean the person's bad or there's anything wrong with them at all. It just means you are not supposed to be associated with them at this time in your life. And that's fine. Yeah, and exactly. Trust yourself, Mark. You'll be surprised. Well, Max, I have nobody at all to talk to during the week, except for if like Ghostdragonzw and I have a quick conversation on the phone, or I speak to my 5-year-old. Nobody talks to me like in real life, so I take it all out on you guys. All right, Mike.
And her 5-year-old talks just as much as she does.
Yeah, he definitely does. Mike, you got the card of understanding, card number 43. This is a symbol for deep and true compassion. Mike, it's one thing to read something or to hear something, but it's another thing to truly understand something. You're being asked to keep an open mind and heart and to allow yourself to absorb information as you receive it. Be open to the wisdom that can come only with time, patience, and perspective. Try to get outside of yourself and imagine what it's like to walk in someone else's shoes. To understand is to have power. And Mike, I do feel like you are trying so hard to make these amazing changes in your life, but thank you. Yes, I do. You're trying really hard, but I feel like you're having a hard time seeing what life could be like if you moved out of this space that you're in with a specific person in a specific relationship. Whatever the situation is, it's like you can almost see it, but you still aren't to the point where you can imagine yourself there. And I feel like what you need to do is put yourself in the shoes of the Mike who's made it, who's already manifested his dream life, who's already living his dream life in the dream relationship with the dream job, achieving all of these goals. I feel like you've been so beaten down by life and by toxicity, narcissism in specific types of relationships in your life that you go back to that as a comfort thing. And we've talked about this before privately and publicly. But now that you've finally have taken the initiative and stepped outside of that, it's almost like you don't know what to do. You don't know how to just be Mike anymore. You don't know how to rely on just Mike anymore. This card is saying you have to look inside and understand yourself again. Understand who you are now and what Mike now wants, what Mike now is trying to manifest, what Mike now thinks, believes, feels, how you love. You are a different person. You're vibrating at a different level. You're in a different energy than you were 5 years ago, 2 years ago, 10 years ago. And you haven't taken the time to get to know yourself because you've been so focused on the toxicity and narcissism. Your first step toward achieving the life that you want and manifesting the very best for yourself, your hopes and your dreams, is getting to know who you are. Baby steps, slowly but surely, slow and steady. Okay, you got this. What do you like? What don't you like? What are you willing to accept and what are you not? You know, what is the absolute no? You know, and what is the definite yes? You have to reevaluate these things now that you've moved out of such a toxic, terrible situation, because otherwise you're going to run right back to that comfort zone, because you have to get used to being uncomfortable before you're able to move forward at all. Max, that's what I hope. Darling Deb, Della awaits, and I am done. Yeah, guys, Mark and anybody else who feels like they can't trust their own intuition, it's not like, just say like everybody loves somebody. Like I used Bob, the name Bob as an example. Everybody loves Bob. Bob's the greatest. Bob's the best. You meet Bob and he gives you the ick immediately. You don't even want to shake his hand. That doesn't mean he's a terrible person. Just means that you and he are not meant to have any type of meaningful relationship or conversations or friendship or anything. You guys are not meant to connect or be connected. All right, Miss Deb, here we go. Yes, Blue Crossroads, absolutely. Bob's your uncle. Those intuition, those hairs standing up on the back of your neck and your mind whispering to you are actually thousands of years of evolution and lessons of your forefathers telling you something. Trust it. Yeah. And it's your spirit team now being like, hey, pay attention to this. Pay attention to it. But that's the whole team you've had all along for thousands of years. That's why you need to trust them. They know you better than you know you because they are you. Just an energetic you. All right, darling Deb, you got card number 27, the Blue Fairy. Christina Milian. There was a sweet man who wanted so badly to have a son. I granted his wish and gave him one out of a wooden puppet. Pinocchio was the name of the puppet. I watched over him during his adventures to get sure he grew wise. Then I transformed him into a real little boy. I only appear to those who have faith in my lucky star and gently pray for my intercession. If they're pure at heart, I grant their wish and pour magic into their lives. Rejoice, Deb, and feel blessed. Your prayers have been heard and your wishes are about to be granted. You have fought very hard to get where you are now, but the thing is, you've never lost hope nor faith. Therefore, you will be rewarded. This card really comes to you as a blessing and a good omen. So just relax, celebrate, and say thank you. Your dream is to come true very, very soon. Now, I don't want to talk again publicly about the pregnancy, but I will say I'm once again seeing the real boy, right? The child, Pinocchio. And we talked last week about someone being pregnant. So if it's not a pregnancy that I'm seeing in your very near future, Deb, it's something else that you've been trying to manifest. And I feel like it is this kind of insane understanding, right, of something in your life for the better. Your vibration is raising. You're understanding things faster and faster. And I feel like there's a part of you that is finally starting to understand that you're allowed to have boundaries. You're allowed to have your own thoughts and feelings and opinions. And this is something I feel like you've struggled with because you're so eager to learn, but you could have people being like, well, that's dumb. Why would you ever believe that? I feel like you're finally stepping into your own power and not being nasty to people like that, but just letting them know, like, I don't need you to understand me. Okay. Something you've been wishing for and hoping for is going to come to fruition very, very soon for you. I wouldn't say in the next week or two, but I would say in the next 2 months. not because you are lucky or because it's magic, but because you've been putting the work behind it, putting in the hard work and the effort and manifesting it for yourself. And it is going to come, whatever it is, whether it's a baby, which was the first thing, once again, for the second week in a row, I've, thought and saw in my head, or whether it's something else that you've really been trying to build and bring into your life to manifest there. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. I love you all. Please pick up the books. Please rate them and review them. They do help me. Okay. These ones, Danger at Your Door and Midnight Visitors, are self-published. So I do get more of the profit from those. Again, YouTube is my only income right now. I get paid for the books every 6 months. So until I get another writing contract, it's kind of up to donations and the little bit of money I make through videos. Don't forget to watch the pre-recordeds, 11 a.m. Eastern on Monday and noon Eastern. The members only video will be public completely for 24 hours. So from noon Monday to noon or 1 o'clock on Tuesday, then it'll go back to a members only. If there's anything I'm missing, just please continue to check out the shorts, like the shorts. If you're allowed to comment on the shorts. Email me if you need anything, or if you want a signed copy of my book. Send $20 to PayPal or Cash App for a personal intuitive oracle reading or for the books. Okay. So the Midnight Visitors is only $10, so it would actually be 15. PayPal, Cash App information in the description box in the chat as well. And if you can't find any information, go to one of the regular videos. This live stream specifically, I had to put such a long disclaimer. I couldn't fit a lot of other information, but it's all in the description box of all the shorts and the other videos as well. I love you guys. Okay. Be kind to each other. Be kind to yourselves, and don't take no poop from no one. I'll see you Monday in the pre-recordeds, and Ghost Dragons, I will talk to you later.